great structural damage, albeit without casualties. Harper Brown oversaw the response.
If I could get anybody who could claim that car, because I'd like to get those two windows pushed out first, you know.
And 1975 is the key year here. There were two large bomb attacks, second of which, in December 1975, a car bomb exploded outside the hotel, destroyed almost all the windows in the hotel, and as a consequence of the damage incurred during that particular attack, the hotel had to be closed for several months thereafter. The Hotel Europa became colloquially known as the hardboard hotel, because after explosions it wouldn't be possible for the glaziers to fit new windows immediately, so wooden boards had to be erected.
The blast forced the Europa to close for over a year. When it reopened, it was Fortress Europa, surrounded by barricades to stop unidentified cars going near the entrance. And the hotel ceased to be an IRA target in the late 1970s and most of the 80s. It was sold in 1983, and the new owners rebranded it as the Forum Hotel. But the old name was restored 3 years later with another set of owners. Harper Brown, who'd run the hotel through its darkest days, retired in 1985 and died at Christmas 2 years later. But then the Europa hit new problems. In 1991, its owners went bankrupt, throwing its future into doubt. Not long after, the IRA resumed its focus on the hotel and sent a bomb threat on the 4th of December 1991. Martin Mulholland, who'd worked his way up on the concierge desk over 18 years to head it, remembers that day.
91, the hotel was significantly damaged, probably the worst damage to that point of any of the attacks. When we got into the building, it was a mess. There were very few ceilings that were up. There were no windows at all. There were gaping holes in the side of the hotel. It was pretty significant damage. We spent 2 years actually renovating the hotel and trying to get it back to work. And we had just got to that stage, and then in '93 it was tacked again.
In May 1993, a massive 450-kilo bomb rocked Belfast. It was hidden in a large lorry parked between the Europa and the Opera House.
The damage was so severe, I was able to stand at my desk in the foyer, look through the restaurant wall, look through the Opera House wall and see the Opera House stage. Such was the force of the blast, and we found a part of the engine block on the 12th floor roof of the hotel.
The devastating bomb of May 1993 was the last of 33 attacks by the Provisional IRA on the Hotel Europa. Thereafter, the Hotel Europa was bought by the Hastings Hotel Group, and the hotel moved towards a more positive future.
The new owners completely refurbished the Europa. But the face of politics in Northern Ireland was also changing. Peace talks ramped up in the mid-1990s, and when US President Bill Clinton and his wife Hillary visited Northern Ireland in support of the peace process, they checked into the Europa for one night in 1995. The Clinton Suite is named in their honor. The formal end of hostilities was finally signed with the Good Friday Agreement on the 10th of April 1998. It was the end of decades of grim conflict and the end of an era for this extraordinary war hotel.